I was rereading one of my old journals the other day when I ran into an entry that was about a pretty embarrassing episode that happened in my early 20s. It was about the time I drove to a friend's birthday party, arrived there in front of the house, and stayed in the car for a full hour, maybe even more, because my heart was racing, my breathing was shallow, and yeah, I was almost on the edge of tears. Not because something terrible had happened, but just because I was feeling so nervous about going inside and meeting all those people I didn't know that I was trying, unsuccessfully, to muster up the courage to feel confident before finally leaving the car and going inside the house. And the worst part is that what I just told you wasn't unusual for me. Hey there, I'm Paolo. I make videos about building confidence, learning from failures, and taking control of your life. Today, I want to talk about one thing that kept me stuck for years, and that I've seen keep many people stuck as well. I'm talking about the belief that you have to feel confident before you act. You don't, and I'm going to show you why. So here's what most people think confidence is. You feel ready, you feel capable, you feel secure in yourself and in your abilities, so you act. But that's completely backwards. Confidence is the result of action, not the prerequisite for it. Think about it. You can't be confident about something if you've never done it before. By definition, confidence comes as a result of you doing the thing when you weren't confident yet. It's like that Stephen Wright quote that goes, "Experience is something you don't get until just after you need it." Basically, the moment you're waiting for, that moment where you finally feel confident and completely ready, will never come. Because fear will always find a reason to wait. And conditions will never be perfect. If your strategy is to wait until you feel confident enough, just know that tomorrow will become years later faster than you think. I know because that's what I did. When I first decided I wanted to become a successful blogger with millions of readers, I created my first website and then I waited. I waited to feel ready, then I overplanned again and again, and never really committed to doing the hard work. So in the end, I wasted 6 years or even more, just like that, with little to no progress. Because the right moment that I was waiting for never came. So if confidence comes after action, how do you get yourself to take that first step? Courage. And I want to be clear about what courage actually is, because it's easy to get it wrong. Courage is not fearlessness. Fearlessness is when you're faced with danger and the alarm in your head doesn't go off. But with courage, the alarm does go off. You do feel scared, but you act anyway. Now, here's the part that is talked about less than it should. Probably because it doesn't sound all that cool or inspirational. You don't start with big, dramatic acts of courage. You start small, embarrassingly so. For example, when I first decided many years ago I wanted to stop being so unconfident, I didn't start by doing things like public speaking or launching a business or making videos online. I started with saying hi to the cashier when I went to buy groceries once a week. That's it. And even that took me months to do properly. I started by keeping my head down and my voice barely audible. It took me 1 month to finally raise my head when saying good morning, another month to smile while saying it, another month to raise my voice, to have a louder voice when saying it, although I think it was normal for others. It felt loud to me though. And finally, after 2 or 2.5 months after that, I was finally able to do all that while also holding eye contact for more than 1 second. Yeah, half a year just to learn to say good morning. Actually, maybe even more than that because sometimes I regressed along the way. Now, most people, when they hear my story, they will probably feel like it's ridiculous and even cringeworthy. And yeah, maybe it is. But you have to start where you are, not where you wish you were. It's pointless to compare yourself to someone else who doesn't have to start so far back. Because that's just another excuse to avoid starting at all. But when you're just getting started, your goal isn't even really to become confident. Okay, it is, but if that is goal number one, then goal number zero that comes before it is to get into the habit of doing things that feel uncomfortable. And if that means doing stuff that normal people would never struggle with, so be it. At the end of the day, confidence is a collection of small uncomfortable things you survived and did again. Every time you act despite fear, even if it feels like it's something insignificant, you are telling your brain, I can handle this. And with time and consistent action, that becomes much easier to believe because you'll have kept doing things to prove it to yourself. So the cashier thing sounds trivial, but it led to being able to ask workers for help finding a product I couldn't find, which led to being able to order pizza on the phone, which led to texting old friends to hang out, even though I hadn't heard them in years, which led to participating in social events where I didn't turn into an anxious mess, which led to being able to share my work online, which eventually led to me making videos where I have to show my face and talk in front of a camera. It all happened because I stopped waiting and started from where I was, which was below zero. So if you're sitting in front of your goals thinking, I'll do it when I feel ready, I want you to remember this. Ready is a feeling that comes after the fact, not before. And you don't wait for confidence. You build it by doing the uncomfortable thing over and over again. So don't care about how confident other people might be or how people would definitely laugh if they knew you struggled with something so easy. Don't care about any of that. Because, like I said, we all have to start somewhere. Thanks for watching. Now, confidence is a big topic. So, of course, there's a lot more to it than just one idea. So, if you'd like to go deeper, I have created a free guide called How to Build Confidence Even If You're Starting from Zero. It contains the strategies I myself used, practical exercises, and also a 30-day action plan so you don't just read and wait for things to happen. I leave the link in the description. Well, I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video.